My name is Sidra Kidwai, and I've been listening to Our Thoughts Exactly. I really like the whole series, and I mean, especially because mental health is a taboo in our country, and otherwise, it's very difficult to be talking about mental issues. And some of the speakers who came on the series, they shared their experiences, and they were pretty relatable for me. So I feel that many more of us need to take such initiatives to talk about our mental health issues because there are so many people out there who want to share their problems, who want to share their anxiety, but they're not able to because they feel that if they say things to people, everyone would think that they've lost their mind. But that's not correct. Mental health is as important as, our physical health, basically. So, yeah, that's what I would like to say, that it was a really good series and good work in our bake, and I look forward to more in that series.
Hi, so I have been following our thoughts exactly since its inception, possibly. And the reason I'm still following it is because it gives me a lot of perspective. Um, there are so many people from around the world with so much from diverse fields with different opinions who come on this platform along with Dr. Hina Beg and talk about different aspects of mental health. Now, being a millennial, borderline Gen Z, I've always advocated and believed that mental health is extremely important and awareness of the same is required. But there are so many aspects of mental health which I didn't know. When I thought of mental health, it was very restrictive. I always thought of anxiety, of depression, but there are so many more disorders, mental disorders like bipolar and several others which I never knew about. There was no awareness. And now, not only do I have awareness here, but I also know that things which I as an individual can do on a daily basis to improve my mental health, and by telling it to other people, I can help their mental health also, possibly. And during this COVID time especially, this has really helped me. Not just it didn't just help me to maybe prevent issues in mental health, but it also uh, health and personal growth. So I'm so grateful to our thoughts exactly and Dr. Hinawag, and in fact all those speakers who have been a part of this podcast, because they have made a difference to my life.
So as we all know that the situation is very bad, and we all are going through a lot of stress and mental fatigue, and we all are struggling. And in these times, we were lucky enough to go through sessions by Hina Beg, and her podcast has been really, what do you call it, very moving
Very
and very
helpful.
helpful to us in a way that it has showed us the light, that how should we go about things, and how to de-stress our lives, and how we should be emotionally aware about ourselves. We should have a conscious mind, and we should accept to self change, and how the society as a whole is struggling, and how the speakers helped us to get to know about insights about what the
Yeah.
situation is.
So, exactly. So, I mean, when I was introduced to the podcast, the whole COVID situation was just getting worse in the country, and then listening to different speakers who are, from different backgrounds and different specializations was very helpful. So there were, I remember this one podcast by some director of this NGO who shared with us how his organization implements practices of taking breaks, mandatory informal sessions over coffee and tea, to actually promote positive mental health. And that was so good. And entering into the professional space, these things are really inspiring.
Exactly, for me as well. I mean, when I heard Dr. Manoranjan, who's 83 years old himself, and he was battling COVID, and
Yeah,
still he was,
correct.
sharing his thoughts. At the end, he told us that he's got COVID and he's suffering through it, and still he gave us a lot of insight as to how we should be very positive. We should be,
Quick to adapt
quick
to
to adapt to
change.
change,
Exactly.
and
Yeah, it was pretty
I
well.
mean, he was pretty well spoken, and gave us a lot of insight about how to be happy, how to be adaptable to change, and how should be moving on with life as life goes. And same for Dr. Lucy. She spoke about play therapy. I had no
True.
idea about what play therapy is.
Same.
So I mean, for adults, I mean, it was really like it gave us an insight on how we can use play therapy to de-stress, because
That
we
was pretty cool.
it's,
Actually, I didn't know adults can use something like play therapy. That
exactly.
was
I
really
mean, we didn't
nice.
know. She told us that how to we can write, we can draw, we can take out paper, and so much. I mean, the simple techniques that really help us. I mean, and I tried it myself, and it really helped me because I was going through a lot of anxiety because my family was going through COVID. So I did try these techniques, and it really helped me out. And I mean, it's in a certain way itself, but it did. And I feel
Yeah.
everybody should try it out.
Yeah, and one one thing I really loved about the podcast is that there were so many speakers from different parts of the world. You know,
Exactly,
it really puts things into perspective.
Like we're like universally, we're like together. I feel like
Exactly.
everybody goes through
We're
the same
connected,
thing.
exactly. So we
Yeah.
might, a lot of things divide us, but at the same time, the thoughts and the positivity that different speakers brought in from different parts of the world, it was very encouraging and inspiring. I mean, I remember this woman called Pix. She had a different name, so I remember it, and she was a couragepreneur, and that term I'd never heard of. So she literally practices courage, and she has been through depression herself, and how she bounced back from it.
Wow.
So that was a great. I mean,
So as
listen.
in all, I mean, I feel the whole podcast is really help us in a way to look at things in a greater perspective. At the same time, how to de-stress ourselves, how to make our lives going forward. I mean, I know the times are tough and there's all negativity around us, but how to still
and
keep
this
going
and
and
this is
be
sort of
happy.
shows the importance of why these initiatives are so important right now, because a lot of us take care of our physical health and we focus so much, okay, exercise, diet and things like that, but then very rarely do we actually focus on how we're feeling or our emotions. And I think in Indian society also there's sort of like these cages we're put in
True.
to not express ourselves adequately, and
Yeah,
this
I mean, nobody talks about mental health as something
Exactly.
important.
There's
since
still such a big
childhood.
taboo,
There's
yeah.
a big taboo. People call it names, but I feel as we're progressing forward, I feel that we should speak a lot about mental health as a thing that people go through, and more doctors like Dr. Hina Baig and other psychologists should come forward with all these plans, and because it's really helping us as a society and really
For our
the
generation
youth, basically.
especially, exactly,
Yeah, because
because
we youth think a lot and,
We have
and
too many
that's
options.
and we've got a lot of options, as we all know, so we think a lot, and in the right direction or in the wrong directions most of the time. So for us to balance it out and to be
So true.
yeah, I mean, to balance it out and to be happy, because
Also to
happiness quotient
educate
is-
ourselves, because so
Yeah.
many people, I've heard people saying, I'm depressed, I'm undergoing
but
depression.
they don't even know the term,
anxiety."
what does it actually
Exactly.
mean,
So
and what actual depression is. So
yeah, before solving any problem, you need to recognize what the problem is. And many people are still scared to go for professional help or like seek out. And
Yeah.
the more and more we make it normal, we normalize,
normalize
these
these
terms and
terms, yeah.
normalize it. I
because
think
they think that what will their friends think, or their
Yeah.
peers, or the family,
This
or
guy
their
is a psycho.
Yeah, they might think that this is a psycho, or he is going through some certain issues, and or should stay away from whatever. In
Yeah,
certain terms,
true.
they have that. I mean, they
Even
create
in the
that
most
boundary.
educated families.
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
yeah,
So which is
so
quite sad, but that's the reality, and we should face it, and we should make amendments to it, and we try to change and make things better.
And
I think
dedicate time to our mental health in our day, no matter how busy we get. We
Exactly.
should take out at least 5-10
5-10
minutes
minutes.
by listening to podcasts such as this, or just like meditation works for
Meditation.
certain people.
I mean, I feel
Exercise.
just listening to people from different backgrounds talk, it really helps you. It really just gives you a broader perspective about life in general, and
True.
how problems are same all around the world, and we all are going through. It's not like just that we are the unlucky ones going through these problems.
Exactly.
Everybody's going through them, but they have the courage to face it. And come out of it.
And there's such cool advice and tips, because most of these people, like there was this guy who was the founder of some bipolar disorder foundation. He himself had been through bipolar disorder, and that's how he started it.
Wow.
So like listening to someone who's been through something makes it so much more credible, and it sort of inspires you to take steps in your own life. Maybe if you've been through something, then to create a change, start a foundation, or whatever you can do in your little ways to help others.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think it's been a great journey, and we're really thankful to Hina Baig for taking this initiative and for bringing such amazing speakers, and we're really looking forward to the episodes that are coming up.
Exactly. Just Talk Therapy is the best medium, and I feel all the youth especially should connect with it and try and listen to all the podcasts if possible, because they're very enriching in a sense that it will help you out to get a broader perspective and be happy, and just change your mood, baby, cheer you up. and
Exactly.
also get to know the reality about what people are going through all around the world, and then it'll just calm you down and give you amazing tips on how to
Yeah,
tackle
and that
it.
you're not alone. It's fine. I mean,
Yeah, you're
whatever
not
you're going
alone.
through. Yeah,
So mental
true.
health is important. Please. I mean, let's make it big in our society and make it. I mean, normalize it, and we all should help each other and
Have
just,
conversations, more conversations about
yeah,
it with our loved ones also.
like we are
So
having
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
cheers. Thank you.
So good night.